Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from Arni's. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Welcome to Arni's birthday Zoom. This face, everybody knows if you know Purdue basketball. Terone Johnson. Guys that wore number 0 are special people, and he was a special player, obviously, for Coach Matt Painter not all that long ago, obviously, for the Boilermakers, and played on some great teams. Happy birthday. I know we all feel old when we say you're 32 years old today, but you're 32 years old, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite number too. So I'm taking it as that. But I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. I'll switch gears. You wore 0, but did you wear 32 growing up? What did you wear in high school? I can't remember.
I wore 32 in high school and growing up. I came in John Hart, which is one of my best friends now. Right. He already had 32. So I still get at him about that. I'm like, man, you took my number, but he was he was older than me, so he had already got his stripes before I got there. So yeah, I took that 0.
2 of Indy's finest high school players, and John Hart and Terone Johnson. All right, I always ask the question about birthdays. It's a special day for everybody. You have that summer birthday, as they say. What was it like? Yeah. You probably were doing your fair share of AAU, etc. But tell me about what your birthdays growing up or your birthdays today. How have you celebrated it?
Totally different today, right? But growing up, we used to have, my mom and dad used to have some interesting birthday parties. One I remember the most is one of my uncles who's passed now, rest in peace. He dressed up as a Power Ranger and ran down the alley, and I was just like, was that a Power Ranger? And the videos from that is hilarious. But yeah, we used to have a lot of birthday parties and stuff like that, family, friends, food, etc. But flip to today. I thought after my 30th birthday, I'm like, all right, that was the last interesting birthday. We went to Cabo, had a lot of fun. Yeah. Today, I'm just going to dinner with my family, with my kids and my wife, and that's going to do it for me.
Yeah. Tell me about, and if you care to share about your kid, about your family, introduce them to our audience. Absolutely.
My wife, Lauren Johnson, was Lauren Montenegro. She played soccer at Purdue. So we're a big Purdue family. Obviously, I have a son. He's 8 years old. He's Terone Kieran Johnson III. He's a big Boiler fan, huge Boiler fan. He drew a picture the other day in school. And just, it had the IU crossed out, and it had had the black and gold, and me and him standing next to each other. But he's a good player. He's starting to play now. So now I'm that dad at the games, on the sideline, like, let me try to be quiet over here.
Yeah, that's a job.
But yeah, he loves the game. And he loves Purdue. My daughter, she's 2 years old, and man, she's just off the chain. Yeah. So we're getting used to that. I always tell my son now, man, I say, hey, we appreciate you for being so good. But yeah, we're a big gold and black family for sure.
Well, he's going to be in, so your son's 8, so he'll be about the class of 2034. In the way recruiting works today, he could commit today.
Hey, you might as well.
and get your NIL going as well. But exactly. I would have, your entrepreneurial spirit today, I bet you'd have done well in that environment back a few years ago.
Absolutely. They got it a lot better than we did. But hey, it takes certain, I think it takes certain generations of, things. Look at how the NBA players are getting paid today versus, how they were getting paid before, and I think I feel good as being a part of that, and pushing the program forward. And now it's good to see those guys, get that.
Yeah, no doubt. And it is a crazy world out there with that, the transfer portal and everything else that goes on.
It's crazy.
It's a little bit different world, but a lot of talent in the city of Indianapolis. Purdue's obviously continues to have a presence down there. But Talk about just you go looking back at your career in a very successful one. You had a lot of highs at the end. It was you struggled some, but you've gone on, played professionally, but now working in real estate and doing that. What did you learn from that? What's that takeaway that you say is part of your daily thing from that Purdue basketball experience?
You know what? I texted Coach Painter a couple years ago, like when I first had started my business, like within like the first couple of years. And I was just like, it's crazy how synonymous, playing sports is and running a business, right? But the biggest thing I think I took from what Coach Painter would tell us is everybody's important, from the player that's not playing on the bench all the way down to the managers, to the janitor. Everybody needs to come in and do their job. So like if you take pride in doing your job as a collective, we'll grow. And I think that was something that I definitely took from, being a player there. And that's literally, one of our core values, in our business today, is just having that Mamba mentality, so basically being able to, you got to put in that extra work. Right. So, it's not just, hey, we just go to practice. It's like, oh, wait, let's get, I missed 3 open jump shots last game. Like, let's work on that now, right after practice. It's not during practice, that extra work that you're able to put in. But yeah, that was something I literally texted him. I was like, I appreciate that, because I definitely learned that from you, being there. And that's how I run my business, is exactly how you run this program today.
Yeah, it's amazing how guys, coaches, parents always get a little smarter as the time goes on. That's a guarantee, and so will you with your kids. It won't be long until you're in that situation. All right, talk about the playing professionally in Greece. Did you get it? You did that for a year. You told me earlier, but what did you get a chance to go to the Greek islands, or did you and experience some of that, or what was that experience like for you?
I did. It was a nice experience, man. It was short lived. I only played 1 year overseas. But I really loved Greece. I loved the food there. Like, I don't know what it was. It was like everything was just so fresh. Like, but I was able to play on some of the islands. Mykonos was one that I remembered. One of them that I remembered the most. Like, their gym was like literally on the cliff, like like over the water. And it was just like, when we walked out of the gym, I was like, dang, why didn't I get chosen by this team? But I had a great time out in Greece. I did really well actually in the league. And then I had my son like literally in the middle of that season. And then after that season, I ended up, stopping to play. But it was a great time while it lasted, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And that experience of being a competitive edge is probably still burns a little bit in you, and that's a good thing. A good thing. All right, talk about your business a little bit and what you're doing in that. And I'm also interested in the Moguls in the Making, your mentorship program, because it's always interesting about how guys, it's always about improvement and getting better each day. But talk about that as well.
Man, so I own a real estate development company. Right. And we, bring on investors. We have, investors that basically we give them a return yearly on their funds. And with that, we're able to purchase rental properties, flip properties, new build properties, across the Indianapolis, which is what brought me back here, because I lived in California for 8 years. And that's what really brought me back here. And then just, overall being a better place to raise a family. Yeah, it's a development company. We own just over about 70 properties here now in Indianapolis as rentals. We probably do over 10 to 15 flips a year, where we fix those properties up, put them on market. And then we also are into multifamily as well. So we own an apartment building here as well. And it's just me and my partner. We're a local grown company. We're not some huge company, but we're able to, build wealth by doing that. And that's something that the name of our business is Legacy Home Buyers. And the biggest thing for us is building that legacy. So we've been able to have some success in that, and just seeing everything, start to build and keep rolling. It's been a good thing for me. It's been a great thing for having time to be with my family, instead of, having a 9 to 5 working every single day. But at the same time, it has its challenges, right?
That's why they call it work.
So, exactly. So I'm working hours that maybe people would never work. You know what I'm saying? And but at the same time, you know, we're continuing to build that, and we're excited to grow. Yep. And then as far as the mentorship, Moguls in the Making, essentially what that was me and my partner, we grew up maybe 5 blocks from each other, never knew each other, right?
Oh, really?
Until real estate. We would talk about it all the time. Like, it's kind of crazy how growing up, we never had anyone like us, you know, that was walking our streets, you know, that looked like us, that was actually like doing things that we're doing and teaching us and teaching the game and stuff like that. And so we was like, all we looked up to really was sports players and street guys. Like, that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to be those guys in the community that actually can bring this education back, flow it down, and have people, you know, be able to do the same thing that we did, but do it on a higher level, obviously, because they don't have to make all of the mistakes that we made. So that was the biggest reason in creating that. So it's a mentorship program. And so we have just over 100 members in there right now. And we're going to roll out even a course, a real dialed in course, but we go live with them 3 times a week where they're able to ask questions. You know, they're in the field working, they're doing stuff. And, you know, sometimes we even partner with them on certain deals and stuff if it makes sense. If they go out and find a great deal, hey, we're like, you know, hey, let's do this together. You can learn while we're working with you. And so that's been a huge hit. We've had 5 to 6 events. We actually have one coming up on July 19th, probably going to be our biggest one here in Indianapolis, where we have a panel of people. We'll have them educate you in their specific niches in real estate. And then we make it kind of like a mixer as well. So you're able to have fun at the same time, but you're learning. And that's something that we like to do, is just bring out the city, you know, get more awareness around what we're doing.
Interesting. And I love the name Moguls in the Making, because that gives you some motivation, not motivation, but a direction of what you're trying to get done, but also the mentorship, really, really important. All Absolutely. Right. You had a chance to play. You were an accomplished player at your own level, but you played with some really good players with E'Twaun Moore, Terone Johnson, Rob Hummel, on down the line. He's got a talented group again this year, obviously stating the obvious. How would you blend in on this team as you see them coming back, and what do you like about them? They've got to get over, obviously, the challenge of the NCAA tournament and maybe work past that. But if you were going to come to practice and give them some words of advice, what do you give them?
I would tell them, first and foremost, drop last year. Just drop it. that season's over with. Hey, let's not keep that on our minds, because you can get tied up, you know, mentally, where you're playing that game from last year in the first 10 games of the season because you're trying to beat that season. I think that that would be my first thing to tell them, right? And just leave everything out there, right? So this year, don't come out and feeling like, you know, you didn't give it all. You give it your all, you know, especially the seniors, the older crowd. That was something that, you know, when I left, that was something I was like, man, you know, I wanted to leave on a better note, you know, and I don't want them to feel that way. You know, so that's something that I would definitely say. But as far as me blending in, man, it's easy to blend in with that type of team. Because, you know, my first 2 years, we had a similar team where, you know, there was older guys, you know, we were a collective. We all kind of followed the rules, you know what I'm saying, as far as our offense, our defense, you know, and it was fun. It gets to be fun when you know that this guy has your back. If anything happens to you, you know, if you get broken down on a drive, you know, this guy has your back. We're going to rotate. So I feel like these guys are really smart. I really like Roosevelt Colvin son coming in. I really like his game. I got to see him play this year, man. And he's really good. So with the additions that we have, man, I don't want to, you know, jinx anything, but obviously, you know where we want to go.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
You played with Terone Johnson, who was, I guess, technically, he was an inside guy, but you've seen many guys like Ross-Ade running around.
Man, you know, that's tough, man. He's huge. So I know he's going to dominate it this year. And even for him, dropped last year. He got all of the accomplishments, you know, and stuff like that. But now it's time to go ahead and win that title, man. And that's how I would look at it. Even I went through it similarly in high school, you know, where I had already committed. I had all of these, you know, accolades, and I literally just was like, screw all of that. I'm trying to win the state title this year.
Yeah.
And that was my focus, you know what I'm saying? And I think that really helped me. But for Zach, man, he's a tough competitor as it is. He's long. So as he continues to get better, it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm happy to see him back.
All right. Are we going to see you in uniform August 5th for the alumni game? Or are you going to be able to be up? Tell us, give us a sneak preview of that weekend for you.
Yeah, I'm looking to play. Hopefully I don't get hurt before then. But I'm looking to play. I've been getting some shots up, and I've been playing in an adult league here. We got beat last week, and like you said, that competitive nature just made me want to get in the gym way more. I'm like, okay, I should be beating these guys for sure. So, but yeah, I'll be there August 5th. My wife is coming up. I'll be coming up with John Hart as well. You know, I got to see Lewis. He's coaching a team right now, so I've been running into him in my son's games. We've been talking a lot about it, so I'm just excited to get up and see. This is my first one that I've been back to.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to just get up there, be around the coaches, be around, you know, the team, but also, you know, obviously all of the players and stuff that I've played with. Man, it's going to be an exciting weekend. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think that Purdue basketball family continues to grow, and it really is not only a great aren't networking for you. It comes about genuinely. These are guys that you all have a lot in common with, and that's got to be a fun thing for you guys.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to let you get back to your day job, and we appreciate so much your time. You're now on the Arni's Birthday Zoom Hall of Fame, so that's a big deal. You put that on your resume, just Perfect. What you need. But
I'm going to make sure I say that on my next interview.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We appreciate all that you do and all your time, and we'll look forward to seeing you August 5th. I think you're going to have a big crowd for that. I know they will.
Don't scare me.
Yeah, I know that jumper. You'll have no problems. But the guys too, it'll be fun to watch Matt Painter's team as it gets ready for its European trip. Another important thing that in team building for the Boilermakers. All right, Terone, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy it with your family, and we'll look forward to seeing you here in a couple weeks.
Okay, I appreciate your time. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.